Tonight on Newscenter, male students march in heels. Students sleep inside cardboard. The Good Life decides to throw down. And the Vulcans hold a local charity game. Newscenter starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to CUTV News Center for the week of April 21st, 2011. I'm Justin Carlo.
And I'm Lauren Tarosic.
Earlier today in downtown California, emergency response crews were called out for a vehicle-pedestrian accident on the corner of 3rd and Wood Streets near the Quickfill. As of airtime, details were still coming in, but the victim was life-flighted from the scene and efforts to speak with witnesses were unsuccessful.
Early Thursday morning, a structure fire broke out on Low Hill Road in Centerville Borough in Washington County. Approximately 6 fire companies responded to the 2-alarm fire. The foundation of the residential structure is the only thing left standing. The Red Cross is supporting the 3 victims that were left homeless as a result of the fire. The cause of the fire is unknown and is under investigation.
Dr. Confer, a professor at Cal U in the History and Political Science Department, has done extensive research in the fields of the Civil War and Native American and U.S. history. CUTV reporter Amber Simcoe spoke with her about her newly published books and her inspiration for future work.
For a history professor at California University is also a book author. Her most recent book written is Indian Wars, which is a research book about Native American border issues.
It's about transborder, about Native issues that cross borders, be they international political boundaries like between Canada and the U.S. or boundaries between reservations and non-reservation lands, and how Indian identity is maintained as people cross those borders.
Indian Wars is used as a library reference tool for students interested in studying Native American history.
Students would use it as a reference guide if somebody asked them to do a research paper. It's intended mostly for libraries to own so that people would come there to use it as a resource rather than be a class-assigned book.
Dr. Confer's interest in visiting Indian reservations has helped her come up with the ideas for her research books.
Yeah, I travel every summer, and I've spent time on dozens and dozens of Indian reservations across the country, mostly in the West. But there are some Native events you can go to in Pennsylvania. There are no reservations, but you can go to powwows and different things like that. So I do spend a lot of time going to Indian events whenever I can. And we have a Native American Institute that we're starting here on campus. So we had a Native American Day last year with events, and we'll have it again this November. So students can participate in those kind of events coming up.
For students interested in studying Native American history, there are classes available that are taught by Dr. Confer.
I started we have 2 Native American history classes, and then there's anthropology classes that deal with Native Americans as well. So there's a couple of different places that people could study Native Americans.
Dr. Confer has just written her 3rd book. Her 4th book will be out in about 2 years. You can purchase her 3rd book, Indian Wars, on Amazon.com. For CUTV News Center, I'm Amber Simcoe.
The Department of Environmental Protection has lifted the Carmichael's boil advisory at about 1:15 today after extensive testing since Monday. The advisory has been in effect since April 8th and has been lifted according to the Carmichael's Water Authority. The boil advisory has been lifted on all affected areas with the exception of Springtown, Stevenson Lanes, Browns Ferry Road, and Nemacolin Road. Those 4 areas are still advised to boil their water until further notice and will receive a hand-delivered notice.
In case you were walking across campus Thursday afternoon, you did see men walking in high-heeled shoes. This is because the End Violence Center held an event down Main Street Thursday to give Cal U men a chance to stand up to violence against women.
Power in the Shoes is basically an event where we try to get males on campus to try to help stand up for women against sexual assault, rape, harassment, stalking. And it's a good event to get males really, to show that males do care on this campus.
It's something that we have to work for as a society together. And it's something that there's always going to be someone who's going to do something that isn't right. And we've got to continue bringing awareness to everyone so that we can fix it in eventuality.
CUTV reporter Allison Steinheiser is here at the desk to talk about the box out. Allison?
Yeah, thanks guys. This past Friday, students walking by the quad outside of Heron Recreation and Fitness Center saw one of the more unique charity events on campus, the box out. This event, sponsored by Habitat for Humanity, involved students building and then spending the night in a house made out of cardboard.
And realized that homelessness was a big issue in the United States, so they decided to get together and start doing this event called the Box Out.
The event is a fun way for students to create awareness for something that is normally overlooked.
We're just raising awareness for homelessness and poverty in America and trying to find solutions to help decline the issue.
Organizations had to pay a fee to enter the contest. These proceeds go to a worthy cause.
All the proceeds this year, we have decided to send it to Japan for the relief effort from the earthquake and the tsunami.
Each year, students are given a theme to base their entries around. This year's theme was decades, and there were some unique entries.
For TIAC, we picked the Roaring 20s, and we made ourselves a little speakeasy.
While the 1920s may seem more difficult, it didn't stop this group from being different.
So you figured, 70s, 80s, 90s are okay, but who's going to do the 20s?
Students had a great time using their creativity, but it was still a lot of hard work for a good cause.
We started at 11 and didn't get done till around 3:30 or so. It was quite the challenge, but everything's reinforced in there, and we're looking forward to spending the evening.
The Kauai chapter of Habitat for Humanity raised several $100s that will go to Japan to benefit the tsunami relief funds. Overall, the event was considered a success despite the rainy weather during the night.
You know, speaking of rainy weather, there were quite a few thunderstorms this past week. It did get a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully, did either of you have any power outages? No?
No.
We're lucky enough to all have power.
All right, thank you, Allison. See if this rainy weather will continue when we return with student meteorologist Chris Warner.
Meteorologist Chris Werner here at the Kauai Weather Center with your weather headlines. More April showers ahead with thunderstorms possibility. Warmer days ahead? All that and more once the UTV News Center returns. Welcome back. Currently in Pittsburgh, 46 degrees, Wheeling 46, Cleveland 43, Canton 45, Zanesville 49, and look, we still have some warmer temperatures down here, 55 down in Martinsburg. As we go to the 24-hour temperature change, we see general lower temperatures across the region with the change of temperature, minus 17, minus 18, minus 19 for Morgantown. Colder air has moved in after this cold front has pushed through. Here we go to the U.S. satellite, or U.S. national temps, and as we see, new stationary front has formed across the southern part of the country after the cold front has moved past through our region, giving us those colder temperatures that we are seeing today. As we go in, we can notice that this front has formed up through Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama with cloud cover, heavy rain, and some thunderstorms. As we move into this region, we will see some very heavy showers here in Arkansas, and even into Pittsburgh, barely clear. High pressure, as we'll see, has actually dug into our region, give us those nice partly sunny skies. Here we go, and we put this into motion. That stationary front is going to turn into a warm front, move into our region, start us off with some rain, and cold front is going to catch up to it, keep on giving us that nice heavy dose of rain, and possibly as it kicks out, even some more showers. Monday's going to be nice, partly sunny, but for Tuesday, another chance of rain, warmer temperatures across the area. For tonight, 34 degrees, mostly cloudy. As we move through, 51 and showers. So even into tomorrow night, 46 and showers. And for the 5-day Calcast, 51 for Friday, showers. Higher temperatures, more warming coming up with that warm front moving through our areas, 74. Sunday, 67, chance of thunderstorms. Monday, partly cloudy, mostly 76. And as we move into Tuesday, 80. Heavy rain coming up, maybe possibly over 2 inches in some areas around our local area, viewing area.
Well, despite the rain, is it going to continue to warm up?
Yes, it is. With that once that warm front pushes through, that next cold front isn't really going to make it through, so it's going to stay nice and warm.
Good,
it looks
finally.
like Monday was going to be nice. How about Easter Sunday? Still some showers?
Yeah, some lingering showers, possibly some more thunderstorms, especially over Saturday into Sunday.
Well, hopefully it stays nice for the kids to have their Easter egg hunts, and then everyone can go inside before the rain comes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, Chris. When we come back, Gloria Stone has your entertainment report. Stay tuned.
Good evening and welcome back to CUTV Newscenter. I'm Gloria Stone with your entertainment. This past Thursday, Cal students of the Good Life Improv Group put on a show for other students here at Cal. The improv group was divided into 2 teams, the Good Life and the Polo Gang. They battled against each other to win the competition with the help of the audience. Different activities were involved in the show, causing the actors to be quick on their feet while performing.
Off the top of your head, jokes, thinking, light on your feet. We played games, did raps, all thought of sort of at the moment, so it's basically on the spot acting or jokes.
Just trying to make positive, fun things to do on campus. Quick on the spot, something I would recommend to do with your friends.
Everyone involved with the show agrees that improv is a fun activity. With different games, raps, and dances, audience members will laugh and have a great experience. Anyone can be involved with improv.
Gotta go for it. If you mess up, so what? Everyone was understanding when people messed up. We had laughs. I don't think you just can't be scared. Improv's something you can't really be scared about doing or be nervous.
After a day in court Tuesday, Charlie Sheen has lost custody of his 2 twin boys. Sheen's ex-wife Brooke Mueller and her family received custody of the 2 boys after filing for custody battle on March 10th, after Charlie's bizarre behavior. However, Sheen will not be out of the courtroom for long. He has also filed charges against the show 2.5 Men after being fired. It is unclear what the results will be from those charges. Nicolas Cage was arrested Saturday night while in New Orleans. The actor is charged with domestic battery and distributing the piece. He allegedly was heavily intoxicated and got into an argument with his wife, grabbing her arm, which caused onlookers to call the police department. The police urged him to go home and sleep it off, however kept insisting them to arrest him. His hearing is scheduled for May 31st. MTV's reality show Teen Mom 2 may have concluded the show's season, but Teen Mom Leah has more drama to share with viewers. Last season on the show, Leah married the father of her twin girls, Corey. Only 6 months after the marriage, they have decided to part ways, saying everything they have done has happened so fast. Friends of the pair are hoping that they will work everything out for their children. Rebecca Black, who is popular for her song Friday, has had death threats made against her. Police are investigating the messages that were sent by phone and email. The content of the messages have not been released by any sources. The Anaheim Police Department, as well as her managers, are making sure that the 13-year-old is safe at all times. Coming to the Vulcan Theater this week is the comedy No Strings Attached, starring Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman. Best friends Emma and Adam try to keep their relationship only physical. However, throughout time, both want something more out of their crazy relationship. Showtimes are at 4 and 8 p.m. So Charlie Sheen makes news again, but luckily the safety of his children are good to go. How do you feel about that?
I think that might have been for the best, at least until he gets his act together, because he doesn't need to be taking care of kids at this point in time, I don't think.
No, I'm just hoping we don't hear a story about Charlie Sheen harming Rebecca Black. What would you think about having to write a story about that?
That would be tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic for sure.
All right, thank you. When we return, Will Moore has your sports report. Stay tuned.
CUTV always has the action, and now you can too by ordering CUTV programming on DVD.
Hey, and that is no good, and that is the game, ladies and gentlemen.
To own your favorite CUTV moments, just send $16.95 in a check payable to SAI, care of CUTV programming order 250 University Avenue, California, PA 15419.
Welcome back to Newscenter. I'm Will Moore with sports. Wednesday evening, members of the Pittsburgh Steelers descended on Hamer Hall for a charity basketball game against the All-Stars of Washington County. CUTV was at the game. Let's take a look at the highlights. Charlie Batch and company looking to come into Hamer Hall and put on a show for the crowd. And Vulcan Chad Tipton was the special guest referee. However, it was Charlie Batch making the first impact of this game, putting up the three-pointer to give Pittsburgh the 3-0 lead. Then Kayla Smith, the CalU all-time rebounder, fakes out the defender and makes it 5-4. Pittsburgh still on top. Kayla Smith steals the ball and passes it off to Dana Zychek, who makes the layup to make it 6-5 with the Washington County Wolverines, that's what they were calling themselves, with the lead there. Then Josh Tyler would hit back, PSAC Player of the Year, Kayla Smith. She pulls up for the 2, makes it 8-5. Then Josh Tyler would hit the back-to-back threes to make it 14-11, Washington County on top. Lyman Swede would get a chance here, using all of his height on the dunk to make it 36-32, Pittsburgh back on top. Rashad Hatton would get fouled here, the only foul of the game. It's starting to get a little bit physical out there, and it's 56-42 at the half. Rashad Hatton would come out of into the second half, looking to show off a little bit of stuff with that finger roll. Then he would come right back with the big dunk. Pittsburgh still holds on to a comfortable 68-50 lead, though. John Tyler, we saw his three-point ability, and now we see him go Superman with the dunk. So he makes it 70-54, Pittsburgh on top. But Charlie Batch reigning on the parade of the Washington County All-Stars with the threes. And the Pittsburgh footballers win 100-81. Allison Steinheiser was there during the game and got some interviews.
Showing everybody some love and everything. So, it's a good opportunity to be out here and have some fun with the other teams.
It's fun. I mean, we're having a good time. They're having a good time. It's also for a good cause. And we're just glad to come out here and interact with the crowd and show them a good time also. You get to see what kind of athletes they are. Charlie Batch is a heck of a good three-pointer shooter, so I got to give it to the guy. And if Charlie Batch passed the ball more, we'll be okay.
They're more athletic than I expected. Like, there's some big guys, but they're light on their feet, as you can see. They got up and threw a couple down for us. Yeah, I always like games like this where I can come out and just, have fun and showcase a little bit of versatility that I don't get to do during the season, so it's always some fun.
Benefited the Washington County Special Olympics. Everyone, including our TV crew, had a really fun time at the event. On the baseball diamond this week, California split a series with the Golden Eagles of Clarion on Monday. In the first game, California pitcher Kyle Thomas tossed a 4-hit complete game shutout on top of a strong offensive showing by the Vulcans. Chuck Faust and Kyle Bowser both went 2 of 3 with 2 runs each, while Evan King picked up 3 RBIs. In the second game, California would fall, however, 5-1 to the Golden Eagles, with Kyle Bowser picking up the only RBI. With the split, the Vulcans are now 21-14 overall, 7-8 in the PSAC West. Finally, the PSAC softball playoffs started today at Lilly Field, with Westchester taking the first game over Lock Haven, and California defeating Lock Haven, and then the score just coming in is that Westchester has defeated California, so tomorrow it will be Westchester and Lock Haven playing in the second round of this tournament. So guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers came in and played. We just looked at the highlights, and the Steelers did a really good job of putting on a great show for the crowd. It wasn't a well-publicized event, but it still drew quite a
It looks like there
crowd.
was a nice crowd there. I wish that I would have heard about it in time to go, because it seemed like a nice event.
Yeah, it was a shame it wasn't advertised more. What was it for again?
It was for the Washington County Special Olympics. They had representatives on hand there running the show, and it was really a nice time. Everyone got to see some of the Pittsburgh Steelers picking up a different kind of sport than we're used to seeing them in, and some of them, they can play.
And what a great cause.
Yeah, I'm sure they raised a lot of money for you. That's good. Thanks, Will. That will do it for this edition of Newscenter. Don't forget, you can check out Newscenter anytime online.
You can visit our page by going to youtube.com and searching CUTV News Center. Happy birthday, Frank. We'll see you next week.